We're going to talk a little bit about this situation, right? A lot of people probably don't know, but your mother goes to federal prison. She's connected to the Aryan Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
And your mother is the lady who I think Yandel reaches out to her, says, "Hey, look, I need you to send a letter to Barry Mills because we're ready to go to war with the DC blacks," right?
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, how is your mother connected to the Aryan Brotherhood, and how does your mother end up in federal prison?
So I had talked about my father being in a state prison earlier. So when my dad comes home, my dad maintains contact with the guys that he was in prison with. You know, my dad got close, obviously, bro. You know, when you're in prison and you get you become close with cats, bro. It's hard to break them ties. And my dad maintained them ties once he got home. So, but eventually, my mom and my father split. Well, while my mom and my dad were together, my mom would like send the letters for my dad to like Barry or whatever. So then, but after my mom and my dad split, Barry reached out to my father and asked my father if it was cool if he still maintained like a relationship with my mother. You know, not like that, but the friendship that they've created, was it okay to continue that on? And my dad didn't care. So
Ask you this, right? Because you say, your dad had some friends, and, usually dudes don't go to prison and they come home and they're just friends with people like Barry Mills, right? So, in all reality, was your dad clicked up, or is it something you want to talk about?
no, I don't. If my dad was clicked up, I wouldn't mind talking about it. No, my dad told me specifically, like, and the way my dad put it to me was the opportunity wasn't not there. It's just my dad knew what that commitment was. And my father always told me, man, like when I was away, there was just one thing that I wanted, and I wanted it more than anything, and I wanted to come home and have kids. So he wasn't willing to make that commitment with them guys. So it was, I mean, I just think like my dad was one of them guys, bro, that was just he was a dangerous motherfucker. So, like them type of dudes are attracted to people like that. So, um, like I said, my dad just he just didn't want to make that commitment. So, but he was buddies with them cats.
Really, he's kind of like associate with them, hung out with them, they liked him, but he's like, "Look, man, I'm here if anything happens, bro, but I'm not ready to go all in and do this or do that. I'm just me," and they respected that.
Yeah, they did.
When your mother gets arrested, the government alleges that she's a prominent figure in the Aryan Brotherhood, right? She's friends with Barry. She's passing on messages. What else do they allege that your mom's doing? Do you know?
Oh, bro, they had her on the world news. They accused her of 13 murders, 23 attempted murders, uh, like trafficking drugs and all that type of shit. They painted her as a horrible villain.
You think your mom was kind of like the secretary for Barry Mills?
I don't think so. I mean, I think like if you read the indictment and seen my mom's part in it, you would I think you would have to make up your own decision. You know what I mean? But I think like at one point, bro, Barry and TD's attorneys told my or not their attorneys, but the prosecution told my mom's attorney like this was a way of getting back at them guys because there was nothing else that they could do to them, and them dudes love my mom. You know what I mean? It was like um, they genuinely cared for that lady, so it was like I don't know, bro.
I mean, you're around when Barry Mills is calling the house and stuff when you're younger, right?
Yeah,
Thinking in your mind, you know who Barry Mills is when he's calling the house. You're like, "Hey, man, that's that dude, bro."
bro. I mean, that's like I try to tell people like in my household, bro, that was the people that we looked up to. You know what I mean? You're hearing these stories about these dudes, my dad starts telling me stories about these dudes, specifically that man, you know what I mean? And what kind of person he was and what kind of just what kind of a warrior that cat was. So it's like, fuck, it's hard not to be infatuated with that shit. You know, my dad's my hero. I seen my dad wreak havoc on people, bro. My dad was a savage. So I'm looking up to my father, and my father, my hero, is looking up to, is talking highly to this about this cat. So it was hard not for me to be like impressed by this dude's status. You know what I mean? So
Talking about your stepfather, right? You or your mother's husband or whatever. You get to prison or you get to the jail or whatever, and you see this dude. Is he affiliated? Is that why it's so easy for you to integrate in?
no, he was a biker. So my mom's husband was a red and white. So um, he wasn't he wasn't affiliated with them other guys. But bro, so look it when I got to San Quentin, a gang coordinator pulled over me and another dude. This other dude was a gang member. So he starts telling the other dude, you know, uh, I need pictures of the gang tattoos and this and that and that and this. And then one thing leads to another. And then the dude attention comes over to me and he figures out he asked me my last name and I told him Donahue and he was like, Addy boy. So it was just like my little transition into fucking jail, bro, was like, it was just, people were waiting for me. It was just like the fucking welcoming committee. It was welcome home, bro. You know, you finally made it. It's like the energy or vibe. The best way I could explain it is it sounds crazy, but that's how it was.
You know, your mom is on the run, right? She doesn't get arrested initially. She's on the run. She gets arrested in San Francisco. But your mother, do you know that she's on the run? Do you know that the feds are looking for your mom back then? I mean, you were younger, but I mean, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I was older. I was oh, because this was after my violation. So no, wait. So during my violation, this is like 2003, 2004. So during my violation, my mom gets arrested. So, and then this big thing's going, no, hold the fuck on. Yeah. So, but they raid the house, bro. I'm free. My parole address is at my fucking mom's house, bro. Like, so they call me. How does this happen? So my sister calls me and's like, Maddie, the fucking feds are next door. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, please fucking tell me you didn't have no dope in the fucking house. She's like, I'm sorry, I had dope in the fucking house. So, but yeah, now my mom's on the run. Um, yeah,
I mean, listen, you know, your mom has dope in the house. What else is in the house when they bust the house?
that's all they found in the house was some meth.
They bust in the house, they find the meth. I mean, your mom's connected to Barry Mills. I mean, are people out there on the street? Some of the ABs kind of, I mean, your mother, we'll talk about this in a minute, but your mother passes away. I mean, I don't want to disrespect you or your family or anything like that, but if you feel like your mom's she's getting stuff from the plug from the ABs, are they looking out on the dope tip?
No, I don't, because my mom had her own plugs with like a completely different direction than that. You know what I mean? So, but I mean,
Your mom's passing on the letters, right? That's what the government alleges
that's what that is.
as far as Yandel, you know, he contacts, hey, can you get in contact with Barry? Tell him we're ready to go to war. This DC black thing is going on. People are getting killed in prison. Do you know what's going on in federal prison? Are you even aware of who the DC blacks are at the time or the whole AB kind of clash thing?
Yeah, I've been familiar with it just because of my mom. You know what I mean? And obviously reading the like the paperwork and just yeah, I mean, I was in the little circle. So my mom would talk, we would hear and all that type of stuff. But I feel like that the DC black and the AB rivalry thing has been something that's been going on for fucking decades, bro. So I was a little familiar with it.
Your mom's on the world news. Are you worried about your mom? Like, holy shit, my mom's on the world news for being in the Aryan Brotherhood?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was like, and bro, when they're talking about um that many murders and all that type of shit, yeah, I was like, fuck, man, this motherfucking shit just got real.
You talk to your mom why she's arrested? I mean, after she's in jail, are you like, damn, mom, I love you. I'm worried about you.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was but I mean, obviously we're like, don't even worry about it. We got attorneys and everything like that. We're gonna do everything. We're hopeful, you know what I mean? It was just like I mean, it was crazy, bro, but it was like one of them things where you lightweight expected something like that to eventually happen, right?
Yeah, but maybe when you're younger and you're not really understanding, how the feds work, you're not probably thinking in your mind, like, my mom's going to be busted by the
Oh
feds
yeah.
or, Aryan Brotherhood murderers. And, at that time, possible death penalty, right?
Yeah, hell no. But like